Hello guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome here to the 7-Eleven IndyCar Series. This is race number 5 here today from the Barber Motorsports Park. I'm Brian James here in the booth with you today. Starting on pole will be Skylar Martins in the number 18, and to his outside will be the number 7 of Mohammed Zain Abdullah. Now the question is, of course, if you missed Texas on Wednesday, about 6 days ago, you missed quite a wreck fest. Let's put it that way. It was a wreck fest at Texas. Only about 8 cars finished on the lead lap, about 12 finished the race. So it was not the best race to remember. I'll just put it that way. It was not a race to remember. Today, these guys as far as these guys go, they want to avoid a race like that again. Not a memorable race for a lot of these guys. And we'll see what happens today as they take on the high-speed road course here at Barber, of course. It is the final race before we head off to Indianapolis for about a week and a half. So these guys want to really, kind of get their road course stuff figured out here today. We'll see if they can do that and also be within striking range in the points. But anyway, without further delay, we'll be right back in a moment. But first, let's show you your starting lineup here on GCN. We're getting ready to get going here at Barber Motorsport Park. Of course, again, it is the final race before we head off to Indianapolis. Of course, starting off Indy week and a half here with the GMR Indy Grand Prix. That'll be on Thursday. Of course, none of the one-race contract drivers will be in that race, but after the road course race, that's when we see some of these one-race contract drivers, some of these one-offs that are only going to be running the Indianapolis 500. And keep in mind, that is a double points race coming up. So these guys going to want to be in a good position entering Indy, knowing that it's an expanded field and there's more points at stake. Skylar Martins, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, they head through the final few corners, and they will lead us to the front stretch and to the green flag. The race at Barber is underway. The 18 gets out to the early advantage. And you see behind, they're all 3-4 wide. But somehow they keep it clean back here. Up front, working through the gears, Skylar Martins trying to break away from Mohammed Zain Abdullah. Again, after this we have the GMR Indy Grand Prix. Then we have the Indy 500. That'll be Championship Sunday. Of course, keep this in mind. It will be on, let's see, March 28th will be the race. Then after that, the schedule picks up. I don't exactly know the official dates yet, but I can tell you that the schedule will pick up and more races will be out each week as we will head to Toronto Skylar Martins will lead the opening lap, but after this, of course, after Indy, we head to Toronto, Mid-Ohio, and then Homestead. So we have, again, 2 straight road courses here. We have an oval, the Indy 500 being that oval. Then we have 2 more road courses before we hit another oval at Homestead. And if Homestead is anything even remotely close to what we saw at Texas, oh boy, say your prayers and kiss your family goodbye in some cases, because that was without a doubt a death fest, not just a meme fest. I'm upgrading it to a death fest. Skylar Martins is trying to run away right now, but you see that 7 is still in the picture. About 3/10 back. Again, keep in mind, these guys are all battling for the points lead here, because the points lead is the only thing that secures you into the Indy 500. And these guys know that, so they're going to be pushing extra hard here to make sure that they are a part of, to make sure that they are at least one of the 33 entries that will be in the 500. Because other than that, nothing secures you. It's not like the Jello Cup Series where it relies on owners' points. So definitely something to take to heart, and I think that's something Skylar Martins is taking to heart, as he will definitely have one teammate in the race, but it is likely he could have a second teammate. So we'll see what happens. As you look on back, they're all single file right now. Definitely, I think they want to have a calm race and just let it be battled out on the pit lane. That would be my assumption here. See, that lead is growing. Skylar Martins having the hang of things here. Another Honda powered vehicle. Keep in mind, Honda has won all of the 4 races thus far. Chevy came close at Texas, and then of course they effed it up. Same at Coda. And Mohammed Zain Abdullah, if he can stay there, he might just be in a position to try to win a race. Then, of course, the other Chevy back here, Parker Smith, he's having a great run right now. Running in 4th, exactly what this team needed. And as you look on back, you know, of course, you got the one of Mitchell Collins. He came close in both Texas races last week. So you know he would love to get a win here in Alabama. Here they come to the pit lane. Minus the 8. The 8 again playing an off-sequence strategy here. And Alexander Rowe will get to lead a lap. Looks like the 15 also stayed out. Nick Martins in the 5th third bank. Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan, Honda. Nathan Faden also staying out. as is Steve Morgan, Scott Upton, Eric Faden, and Dylan Young, who of course started in last and hasn't really worked his way up yet. He's driving one of the K-Line Insulators Chevys for AJ Foyt Racing. The Texas-based team didn't quite have the run they were hoping in COTA and at Texas Motor Speedway, but they're hoping to make up for it here. And this could hurt Alexander Rowe. I mean, he needs to turn some fast lap times. Keep in mind, unlike the actual IndyCar Series, they don't have push to pass here. Or else I'd be saying lay on it on the long straights. And try to lay down a quick lap time while you're in clean air. And now the best of the rest are going to come in here and make their stops. Here comes the 18, and it looks like he will regain the race lead. And in fact, he will. Skylar Martin's back to the race lead. Ben Crouch to second. Cold tires for the 8. Can he hang on to third? Another pit miscue for the 7 team, by the way. They fell all the way back to about 5th. We're trying to see how they're going to cycle around here before we go through the field. And of course, they will have to pit at least one more time, maybe 2. And if it's 2 more times, then the 8 has the benefit here. As Skylar Martins, he cycles out to the race lead. He's got about a 2.5 second lead over Ben Crouch with the NTT Chip Ganassi Racing Team. A good run going for them in second. For a moment there, the 8 Alexander Rowe had third, but the cold tires did not help them. It is now Parker Smith in third, and he is looking to chase down Ben Crouch in fourth. Is Alexander Rowe. He stayed out an extra lap, hoped it would pay off, and it did for the most part. He runs in fourth. In fifth right now is Mike Austin in at number 9. So three of the 4 Chip Ganassi cars in the top 5. In sixth right now is Mohammed Zain Abdullah. Another bad pit sequence hurts the 7 team, and this has just been the story of the season for them, as Mohammed Zain Abdullah is going to look to make up some of the ground he lost. 7th is Mitchell Collins, who's had a good year, but not the results to show for it thus far. He's going to look to close in on 6th, but having a good run today. In 8th is Richie Hiroshi, who was so close to getting his first win at Texas, but ultimately lost it to Nick Martins in the 15, who actually is in 9th right now. Your 2-time winner this season, doing pretty well for himself thus far. He's also the points leader entering today, hoping to keep that position when he leaves here today. But he's under pressure from the 29. That is Casey Horton in 10th. he is the Coda winner, and he's having himself a good run as well, trying to stay in the top 10, trying to overtake that 15 for the points lead, but he's going to need more positions than that. In 11th is Nikolai Sykes, a good run going for the AJ Foyt team. In 12th is Max Anderson. 13th is Daniel Bouchard, who we thought would be a factor at the end, but unfortunately the damage was too much for him, I guess, at Texas, but they still came out with a solid result for the Dragon Speed team. In 14th is Casey Naneko, and his teammate, his twin for the race, that's Dylan Young in the number 14. He's running in 15th right now. And that is through the field. As in 16th is Joshua Osborne. I don't want to go all the way through the field, but that is through the field for now, as we are past the halfway mark. Your fastest laps of the race, oh boy, the 18 is blowing them out of the water with lap times. A 90.442 is the fastest time of the race, and no surprise there because he has the most clean air out of all of your leaders. And look at it, he is just outpacing these guys by a lot. Ben Crouch 3.6 back, trying to close that gap. It's not working out. And of course, you gotta wonder though, it's been a clean race. We've had a few races with cautions last week. Could it play into the strategy here? I don't think it's going to be a three. I don't think it's going to be a three-stopper. It could very well be, but I don't think it'll be. I think we're looking at a two-stop race right now. But I'd expect that 18 to pit really soon here. And how soon? How about right now? And the 8's going to join them. The 14 will not. Neither will, looks like the 98 of Steve Morgan won't join him either. And Dylan Young will take over the race lead. And now the question is, can he hold off that 98? Also staying out is Nathan Faden, the 88 of Scott Upton as well. You see the 18 is out and away, and the 8 has picked off a few positions. So now Alexander Rowe up to second. An aggressive pit call. And boy, that 8 team's been really aggressive on pit sequences this season. Some of it's paid off, others have not. But boy, they've been aggressive, and give them some props there for being the aggressors on the pit lane. The question is, how aggressive will the 14 be on his pit sequence? How aggressive will the 98, the 26, and the 88 be? Of course, all out of the Andretti stable back there. And you see the 14 will lead the charge on. If I'm the 14, I'm playing a very aggressive strategy right now, because that 18 is coming. And it might be too late, because the 18 is right there. Nathan Faden going to get a lap lead. And it won't matter because the 18 Skylar Martins goes back to the race lead. The 8 of Alexander Rowe up to second. And unless we get a caution with a late restart, I don't anticipate this to change hands. You see, basically the 8 and the 10 are out of the picture. Now the 18 runs it a little wide, but I think he's just trying anything right now to find some speed. I don't know why he would need to. Definitely he's playing around a little bit. And actually, let's ride on board with him as we come to 3 to go. We'll ride on board on the cockpit view. He's got a helmet cam for us. We'll ride along for a lap. See him working his way up through the gears on the brakes here. Down to about third, second gear. See him working his way through the gears once again. Down to second. And here we go. High gears right here. Third, fourth, fifth. Will he go to... he won't go to sixth. He might go down to fourth here. No, he'll keep it in fifth. See him holding in fifth gear. There's the pit entrance. Hard on the brakes here, down to third. And back up through the gears here as we come to 2 laps of racing to go. There's the lap around Barber. And the gap has grown to 5 seconds. I don't think anybody's going to touch the 18, and in fact the 8 is really slow. He's really holding up these guys behind him. Ben Crouch trying to get around, but teammate's not playing very nice, and I think right now he's probably telling his teammate, come on man, that 21 is right behind us. I'm faster than you, let me go. Alexander Rowe just trying to hang on for a good points day. That'll be interesting to see how they fight it out for the podium. But up front, Skylar Martins. He's going to try and hang on here. He's working his way around. He's going to come to receive the white flag this time. It'll be 1 lap of racing to go. Presented by Mitchell's Memes. And Skylar Martins. Look at that lead grow. It grew over a second that lap. Tell he's really loving how this car was set up. It's a good day. A new sponsor on the car. It's not the traditional yellow, red, and black paint scheme of Sealmaster. A different sponsor for this race, and he's just looking to carry it home for Dale Coyne and Vassar Sullivan. And he has no concerns. There's absolutely nobody in the picture behind him. And here we go. He's making his way through the final corners. Skylar Martins. He drives almost a perfect race here today at Barber, and he's going to get rewarded for it. Skylar Martins wins at Barber. Congratulations to the 18 team. They do a very nice job here today and get their first win of the year. And Honda sweeps the podium. The Honda trend continues here in the 7-Eleven IndyCar Series. A good run as well for your point leader, Nick Martins. This should put him in a very good position entering the Indianapolis road course next race for the GMR Grand Prix, or on Thursday, I should say. We'll see how he makes out. How about Dylan Young? He started last, a little off sequence with his stops, and he comes home in 9th. A good run for that AJ Foyt team as well. We want to thank you for watching. We're going to show you results and standings, and we will be back here on Thursday when the 7-Eleven IndyCar Series takes on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Till then, bye everyone.